What's going on, everybody? You know, when I started the channel, I've said before, my vision was a YouTube channel that was similar to Cheers. You know, the show where you show up, everybody knows your name. It's the place where you hang out. It's where you're comfortable. It's where you go to escape the realities of the world and just do the thing that you love doing, which is hanging out with like-minded people. And you know, one of the best ways that I have evidence that that is where we're at with the channel is this MidLife Community show and tell. MidLife Nation show and tell, where people send in and submit their favorite pickups from the previous month. So that's what this episode is it's all the pickups that were submitted through the Google form that I've had in several descriptions of several videos. Now, I know people have sent me pickups that they're excited about through Instagram, through email, through different methods. But my assumption is if you want it to be included here, you do it through the Google form. And again, we had about right around 100 of these. Now, that is crazy to me, but it's exciting, and I'm super excited to share with you some of the pickups. There are some absolutely monster pickups, some longtime wants and grails that people were able to achieve and add to their collection. There's modern cards, there's pre-war cards, there's golden age cards, there's a variety of sports and non-sports. Just about everything you could think of is included in this month. Later in the month, my plan is I'm going to go through this last year and do kind of a highlight reel of some of the amazing stuff that was submitted over the past year, because this is the 12th time that we've done this. It's been a year now that I've been doing the MidLife Show and Tell, and I'm so excited to do it yet again. Now, before I do that, I want to throw out a couple of things. Coming up in the next couple of weeks, I've got a couple of conversations I'm excited for. One with a big-time collector who has one of the best collections in the world, and I do not say that lightly. I've got the return of Short-Winded with a very special guest for that. A lot of fun things on the horizon. I might have a few days off. I might miss because I'm going to be out of town for a few days after the holidays, over the holidays. And so I'll do my best to have my regularly scheduled programming. But if I have a little bit of a gap in there, forgive me. But first, you know, I've been going through the school year, grinding away. It's a tough part of the year. The end of the semester, right before the holidays, is a tough time of the year. And I've been coming home, especially last week, kind of feeling sorry for myself, you know, going, man, I'm bummed out. It's just tough. The kids are struggling with, their interest at school. I'm struggling with their lack of interest, all that kind of stuff. And then this week I came home and my mailbox was absolutely flooded. So many of you sent me some super cool stuff. I got some Christmas cards from people. I got some gifts. I wanted to share a few of those gifts really quickly, just because I'm so appreciative of those of you that sent me something. First, Rick. Rick sent me some very cool stuff. He sent me some Greg Nettles cards. You know I'm always down for some Greg Nettles cards, some Roger Clemens cards, some that I didn't have. Again, here's some more Nettles stuff and Yankee uniforms. Awesome. An 84 Topps Nettles. Some really, really cool stuff. And then Greg Kreidler, who has the same name spelling as me, he is a hobby artist, and some Negro Leaguers he sent me, which is absolutely awesome. So Rick, thank you for those. My guy Tim sent me some stuff. He sent me this awesome Gale Sayers Topps pinup card. I unfolded it. It is gorgeous. I didn't want it to get damaged, so I put it back away. This cool Clemens ornament card. Another Clemens card I don't have. A numbered Clemens out of 150. My favorite player as a kid, Roger Craig. How about a Nettles Kellogg's card? Some Matt Manning stuff. As a Seawolf, minor league, Toledo Mud Hens. Some really cool stuff, so thank you for those, Tim. Jeff sent me a card that I've wanted for a really, really long time. As many of us know, in 91, Topps sent a bunch of cards over to soldiers in the Iraq War. And included in those cards, what they would do is they would stamp them with a Desert Shield stamp. You've probably seen them. And they're very cool. Well, one of my favorite cards from that set of all time is this Clemens. He sent me a Clemens Desert Shield stamped card. You can see the stamp right there. In a tag 8.5. And he submitted it. I didn't know I was getting this, but he submitted it as a pickup in this pickups video. So in the pickups video, you're going to see a pickup from me, which he uploaded a picture of it. That's how I knew I was getting it. And then about a day or two later, it showed up in the mail. And you're going to see a picture of me in that exact same place. Very, very cool. Jeff, that is absolutely awesome. This was a tough year for me because I lost my good buddy Mandy. Ken sent me this awesome card of Shohei Ohtani with his dog. Super meaningful. Appreciate that so much. Joe sent me this. Now, this set is Pirates and Highwaymen. And they're all a set of tobacco cards of Pirates and Highwaymen. And he sent me the whole set. The whole set. Those are awesome. I've got the complete set of these. So that was from Joe. Joe, thank you. And then last but not least, my good pal Dave sent me a beautiful Baseball Hall of Fame book. So excited. It has some absolutely gorgeous pictures inside. And I am thrilled to go through this. Look at that Mantle picture. Such beautiful images in here. There's a Mike Mussina. So Dave, thank you for that. You all spoiled the heck out of me. And I'll tell you what, it was a pick-me-up right when I needed it. Thank you. The MidLife Nation continues to amaze. Speaking of, let's look at your pickups from the month of November. Unbelievable stuff. Excited to share it all with you. Let's check it out. All right. As is the tradition, we'll start off with my dad. He picked up a couple of 1953 Topps cards, the Roy Campanella and Phil Rizzuto. Both are beautiful cards. He's excited to go after those. Now, David picked up a 1916 Morehouse Baking Urban Faber card in a PSA 3. The only one that's ever been graded by PSA or SGC. Those things are super rare. They're super cool. Jared with the 54 Topps Jackie Robinson in a PSA 4 spectacular card. I've heard people talk about that card. It's like he's looking up in the heavens as he's kind of looking upward in that picture. Such an iconic image of him. JJ, he got 6 vintage baseball and football cards. You can see he's got a Killebrew on there, an Aaron, a Rose, a Deacon Jones rookie card, even a Clemente. Paid $100 total for those 6 beautiful additions to his collection. Will G with a Curt Flood rookie card, a BVG 6.5 from the 58 Topps set. How is Curt Flood's rookie card that cheap? And how is Curt Flood not in the Hall of Fame? I think eventually it'll happen. Jonathan with the 63 Topps Willie Mays. Look at that ungraded card. He got a good deal on it. Don't mind the sticker price. He paid less than that for the 63 Willie Mays, a super tough set. That 63 Topps set. How about Jeremy with the 68 Topps Johnny Bench in an SGC 4.5? Paid $154.50 for the beautiful rookie card of probably the best catcher of all time. Next up, we've got Tony N with the 68 Topps Manager's Dream. There's a Manager's Dream from a few years earlier as well. This is an SGC 7.5. with Clemente, along with a couple other fantastic players in that SGC graded card. Guy with the 33 Gowdy Guy Bush in an SGC 3, paid $50. Look at how well centered that is. Those 33 Gowdies are One of the best sets of all time, one of the most iconic and beautiful sets of all time. How about Matt? Massive pickup, a 1940 play ball Joe DiMaggio in an SGC 1.5. Paid a cool $1,000 for that really well-centered DiMaggio card. Same image as the 41 DiMaggio from his special season and hit streak. Sven, he got a Warren Spahn rookie card in an SGC 1.5. You guys know I love Warren Spahn. I love the 48 Bowman set. And that is a beautiful pickup there. How about some Jim Brown cards for Stephen P? He went with the 59, the 61, and then the 61 Topps Highlights Jim Brown Gaines card, a well-known card. Those are three beauties. Jason K with the 2022-23 Bowman U Chrome Caitlin Clark in an SGC 9. Caitlin Clark cards are completely changing the way the hobby looks at female athlete cards, and that is an awesome one. Jake from Wax Pack Wisdom. He got a T206 Polar Bear Christy Mathewson in an SGC 2.5. He did a video on this pickup. Check out his channel if you've not yet done that before. Really well-centered card there. How about Steve with the Louis Tiant? That's how you say it, Jeff. In a 2023 Topps Tier 1 autograph. Look at that beautiful autograph. We recently lost him, and he just missed out on making the Hall of Fame through the Veterans Committee. Andrew K. with a Toys R Us Bo Jackson. Talk about nostalgia. Bo Jackson and Toys R Us cards. Paid $10 for that awesome card in addition to his collection. Next up, we have another Curt Flood, this time a 1960 Topps Curt Flood in an SGC 3. $15, the same as the cost of grading for the third-year card of Mr. Curt Flood, an important player in the history of the game as well as a really good player. Doug with two major pickups. He got a 68 Topps Nolan Ryan rookie card in an SGC 5 and a beautiful 67 Topps Tom Seaver. He paid $1,781 total for those two. My guy Shane over at Shoebox Legends, another channel you all should be checking out if you haven't before. The 54 Topps Larry Doby. What a gorgeous card this one is in the PSA 5 holder. He paid $208 for that one. Jeff P. with a 52 Topps Richie Ashburn. This is a sweet card from arguably the most important set of all time. Is that price right? Did he really pay $26 for that card? If he did, that is ridiculous for one of the all-time Philly greats. Greg, he got a 64 Philadelphia Jim Brown. The famous car because of the super hoopty car in the background, paid $120 for this PSA 5 Jim Brown. Brad, my favorite Jackie Robinson card of all time is the 55 Topps, and he got a gorgeous one. Look at the centering on that card. Look at the color on that card. I picked one of those up just about a year ago, one of my favorite pickups of the year. Ted with a 55 Bowman Hank Aaron in an SGC 1, paid $100 for this card. This is 1 year after his rookie card, and that Bowman set is a very recognizable one. How about Rob? This is crazy. Why is Willie McCovey so underappreciated? This is a beautiful 1960 Topps Willie McCovey rookie card in a perfectly centered SGC 4. And these cards sell for $100, $150. It's nuts to me. My guy Kryptonite with the 1965 Bancroft Babe Ruth in a PSA 8 paid $950 for that gorgeous card. The artwork on that set is phenomenal. Peas with the 39 Playball Bobby Doerr in a PSA 3. Really well centered. These cards, the Playball set seems to always have tough centering, but that one is centered extremely well and a great pickup for just over $400. How about Chris with the 1950 Bowman Otto Graham in an SGC 3? $475 for, to me, one of the most iconic and important vintage football cards of all time. One of the winningest quarterbacks of all time in Otto Graham. My
buddy Golden Slumber up north of the border with the 54 Tops. He's continuing to chip away at those 54 Tops hockey cards. A couple of high-grade PSA 8s here that he added to his collection. Those things are beautiful. Mike B with the 49 Bowman Red Shandies. How about $70? Look at the centering and eye appeal on that card. What a gorgeous card that is of a super important Cardinal. Don H with a 54 Tops Al Kaline in a PSA 2. He paid $400 for an Al Kaline rookie. The color and the image on this card seems to just jump to me. One of my favorite cards of all time when we talk about image. J.E., the 95 Select Certified Gold Team Kirby Puckett PSA 10. Now, I don't know a lot about the 90s refractors, but I have a feeling that that's a pretty important one of Kirby Puckett. We got Sean with the 1922 Nielsen's Chocolate Zach Wheat SGC 3. Paid $300. That seems super cheap for a super important player. A Hall of Famer in Zach Wheat, one of the first Native American players to make the Hall of Fame. One of the only Native Americans to make the Hall of Fame. Smokin' Joe with a Joe Montana rookie card. Paid about $100 for this beautiful Montana rookie. As a kid, that was one of my Grail football cards. How about Paris with a 1950 Bowman Yogi Berra in a PSA 2? Paid $250. Great eye appeal, great centering. One of the cooler looking Yogi Berra cards, just his third-year card. Larry G. Now, I may have made a mistake on this one, or he did, I'm not sure, but sent in this beautiful Jimmy Fox rookie card from the 33 Gaudy set in a PSA 2. That's a card that is on my want list for 2025. Melissa G. with a 59 Jim Taylor in a PSA 5. Paid $51 for that gorgeous card. The 59 Tops football set is one of my favorites. In fact, 57, 58, and 59 are three really great vintage football years. Dave T. with a 1922 American Caramel. Beautiful, beautiful sets in those couple of years that American Caramel put those out. And this is a great addition to any collection. How about Robert with a 37 Ogden Jesse Owens? Jesse Owens is one of my all-time favorite athletes. I'll tell you this is a killer deal on this card. Paid $77 for the SGC 3. I've had that card on my list for a while. Edison with a 53 Tops Jackie Robinson in a PSA 1. I'm coming out with a video soon with my buddy Darren of Return to Collecting, and I list some of my targets for 2025, and spoiler alert, that card is on it. How about a Lenny Wilkins rookie card from the 61 Fleer set? This is a PSA 7, super high grade. So hard to find these centered. This one is beautifully centered. Paid $325 for this Lenny Wilkins card. How about a second-year Jim Brown? The 59 Tops Jim Brown in an SGC 4. Another tough centering set, this 59 Tops set, but Derek found a beautiful example of the second-year Jim Brown. King Brady 12. How about the 2000 Ultra Gold Medallion Tom Brady in a PSA 9? This is a big card, $600 on the die-cut card there, and a nice addition in the PSA 9 holder for him. My guy Tony, a couple of big additions in his family. One, he got Little Oakley there. Number two, the 1921 American Caramel Babe Ruth in an SGC 1.5. I think that Oakley is more priceless than even the Ruth. Jim Faulkner, another great channel out there you should check out. He submitted a Perez Steel autographed Nolan Ryan in a PSA Authentic. Nolan Ryan's signature is so recognizable, so iconic, and one of the most popular players of at least my generation. Richard B. with the 68 Top Superstars in an SGC 1. You got Mantle, Killebrew, and Mays. Super iconic card there of three of the all-time best power hitters. Richard with a 1958 Topps rookie card of the late Orlando Cepeda in an SGC 3.5. How is a Hall of Famer in a tough-centered card like Orlando Cepeda, only $62. Tim K with another tough card to find perfectly centered. The 1980 Topps Rickey Henderson in an SGC 8. Paid $152 for this beautiful card. That's a really good deal for an SGC 8 of that card. Ben F with a 99 2000 exciting Shaquille O'Neal die cut card. That is a really, really cool die cut of the jersey with Shaquille on it. One of the most likable characters of my generation. Corey with the 53 Topps Satchel Paige in a PSA 4, $975. One of the most beautiful cards of all time is the 53 Topps Satchel Paige, and Corey picked up a stunning example of it. William with a 2017 Topps Chrome UEFA, Kylian Mbappe, PSA 10. Mbappe is a generational talent with a couple of the top players of all time aging out. Mbappe is sort of like the superstar in his prime right now. David with a 38 Gaudi Joe DiMaggio in a PSA 1 paid $3,360 for this beautiful heads-up Gaudi card. That is on my all-time want list. Brian said he'd never paid more in his life for a card than he did for this 67 Topps Willie Mays in a PSA 8. $950. That thing looks about as packed fresh as you're going to see. Jeremy with a 54 Bowman Eddie Matthews in an SGC 5.5. Eddie Matthews is a guy who goes underappreciated. This card was $92.75. Early in his career, his rookie card is in the 52 Topps set. Michael, the 2001 Topps traded of two of the all-time greats, Ichiro and Albert Pujols, in a PSA 8.5. That card is it's going to end up being one of two rookie cards with two Hall of Famers on it. CM picked up a 53 Topps Satchel Paige in a PSA 1. That Page card, I don't care if it has a 10, a 1, an authentic, or anything in between, that's a special card anytime you see one. Another great channel, TJ is Online, an 84-star Hakeem Olajuwon autographed. That thing is awesome. The star cards have really shot up in value and have an autograph of one of the best centers of all time. Steve from Vegas, my guy, Steve. He got a 61 Fleer Jim Brown for $110. That card's on my want list. The one Fleer card of Jim Brown. How about Tyler S. with a 1965 Topps Phil Esposito and a PSA 2? Some of these vintage hockey cards are just special cards to me. I think that the look on them, there's something special about them. I absolutely love them. Joel with the 61 Topps Billy Williams rookie card and a PSA 3, $20? $20, and look at the centering on it. That's wild. Hall of Fame rookie cards should never be that cheap. Eric L. with a 1960 Topps Eric Barnes autograph says this is a super tough autograph of what he believes to be a future NFL Hall of Famer. Paid $185 for that beautiful autograph there. How about Keith with the 1913 Fatima New York Nationals in an SGC 3? This set is so special. It's got cards that have Joe Jackson on one. There's Jim Thorpe on one. There's Walter Johnson. And then me. I showed you this at the Open. I got this wonderful gift, the 91 Topps Desert Shield Roger Clemens in a tag 8.5 as a gift. Again, I showed it at the opening. But check this out. Same spot. Another great right-handed pitcher. That's me, Captain Midlife, leaning up against the Green Monster. That would have been about 2002 and probably about 25 pounds ago. How about Jonathan F. with the 1956 Topps Frank Gifford in a PSA 4 and the 53 Bowman Lou Groza in a PSA 4-2. Awesome and very recognizable vintage football cards of a couple of all-time greats. Jonathan with a 57 Topps Ted Williams in a PSA 4 and a Willie Mays in a PSA 4.5. Paid $485 for those two cards, which seems like a really good deal for two of the best hitters of all time in the 57 top set. Zach with the 1947 to 66 exhibits of the New York Yankee World Championship team there, an SGC 4. If you were to zoom in, some of the pictures of some of the players on that set are special. How about Stick with the 86 Donruss Diamond King Supers, Pete Rose in a PSA 10. I can't imagine there are many 10s of this card out there. $4.99, is that right? Robert with the 1960 Topps Johnny Unitas. Unitas' rookie card is the 57 Topps, so this would be his fourth card. In a BVG 5, he said, I paid too much, but you know what? It's pretty sharp. It's really well centered. Great card. Dave M. with the 71 Kellogg's Ernie Banks. These are hard to find in high grade because they crack. A PSA 5 is a pretty decent grade for this card, and the centering is perfect of one of the most likable players of all time in Ernie Banks. Jeremy J., another 48 Bowman Warren Spahn rookie card. This one, I mean, Warren Spahn's rookie card is too affordable. This is an SGC Authentic. Under $100 for a Warren Spahn rookie card is nuts. Now, this is a massive, massive pickup. Scotty with the 1955 Topps All-American Don Hudson, autographed. Don Hudson, arguably, him and Jerry Rice, the two best receivers of all time. Another massive pickup. Jeff with the Origins Phototypes, Caitlin Clark. These Caitlin Clark cards, there were not a lot of Caitlin Clark cards out there. Origins was one of the first in her Fever uniform. That's a big card. How about Jimmy Card Collector with the 39 to 46 exhibits? Hank Greenberg, SGC 4.5. Any Hank Greenberg card is a special Hank Greenberg card. I'd love to add a couple of his cards to my collection at some point. How about Chad with the 79 Topps rookie card of Earl Campbell in an SGC 7 for $40? Earl Campbell, one of the toughest guys to tackle in the history of football, his rookie card in a 7 goes for $40. How about Jason M. with an 87 Topps Tiffany, Roger Clemens, the GOAT, All-Star card, PSA 10, Tiffany, $35 for that beautiful card early in the career of Mr. Roger Clemens. How about Tav with the Beckett 989 Upper Deck, Ken Griffey Jr., paid $160. We both picked up an 89 Upper Deck Griffey in the month of November. Ryan M. with a 1909 Dockman & Sons. This Dockman & Sons set has some absolutely stunning card. This is an SGC3. Just look at the image on that card. If you're looking for kind of a quote-unquote oddball vintage set, check out the Dockman & Sons. Jim M., he got a 93 Upper Deck SP Derek Jeter in a Beckett 8.5 for $320. This card has come way down. In an 8.5, there was a point where I bet that was a $1,000 card. Brian with the 52 Burke Ross Stan Musial. Now, Stan Musial did not have many cards early in his career because he didn't have Topps cards until 59's All-Star, 58's All-Star. That Burke Ross is an awesome card. How about Alex with the 1880s trade card of a fine catch, an SGC 3. We're talking about a card here that's 145 years old for $149. My goodness, Jock with a 52 Topps Jackie Robinson and a PSA 2.5. To me, I mean, he said he traded 3 Mahomes kabooms and $2,700 cash for one of the best and most important cards in the hobby. Say Hey 24 went with a couple of Dodger cards from Mr. Duke Snider, a 57 Topps Duke Snider and a PSA 2 and a 54 Redman Duke Snider. Two gorgeous cards of the center fielder of the Dodgers. Dietrich, he got a group of vintage baseball cards. He got a Raleigh Fingers that's autographed in 1960 Ernie Banks. A beautiful A Thurman Munson from the 71 Top set said $130 all in. How about Kevin? He spent $400 on the SGC 1 T206 Rube Marquard portrait, but the cycle back is a special, rarer back, making this a super great card. That's a great buy at $400. Fabian with a 54 Topps Jackie Robinson in an SGC 3. Again, I mentioned this card. We saw it earlier. I just think that any Jackie Robinson card is an amazing addition to anybody's collection. Dave with the 51 Bowman Charlie Dresden paid $25. He said, one of the cool things about this card is how in the lineup on the chalkboard behind him is none other than Jackie Robinson. It's like he's pointing at his position. We've got Doug with the 78 SSPC Reggie Jackson in a PSA 9. That's not a card you see every day. And, you know, Mr. October, 500 home runs, Yankee slugger. Gotta love that. How about John Eric with the 96 Select Certified Mirror Red Ozzie Smith? Seems like every month he's adding a cool Ozzie Smith card to his Ozzie Smith collection. And if I haven't mentioned it before, Ozzie and I went to the same college, Cal Poly San Luis Obispo in California. James H. with the 61 Fleer Jerry West rookie card in a PSA 6. That's a big card. And a 72 Topps Artis Gilmore. Spent $2,500 total on those two Hall of Fame cards. The Hobbyist. How about a 2021-22 Panini 1-in-1 Kevin Garnett autographed? That's a big card. $400 was spent on that 75th anniversary NBA card. And then Mookie, rounding it out, as the caboose, as he does each and every month, picked up a 1955 Bowman Gil Hodges pinhole, 1 of 1. And as always, any Mookie purchase is a priceless purchase, especially one with a pinhole. I'll tell you guys, MidLife Nation came strong once again as we are rapidly closing out 2024. November did not slow down in MidLife Nation. You all got some absolutely huge cards. Thanks for submitting.